Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all are well. I am your English teacher. Students, we are revising chapter number 2, Away from Home. This is last revision session of this chapter. Open page number 12. Students, as usual, first I'll read a paragraph, then I'll explain it, and before explaining, I'll tell you meaning of difficult words. Lessons begin next day. The roar of voices in the classroom suddenly stopped when Mr. Creakle entered. Now, boys, he whispered, this is a new term. Be careful to behave yourselves. I advise you to work hard at your lessons, for I shall work hard at the punishment if you don't. I won't hesitate. You won't be able to rub out the marks I shall give you. Now start working, all of you. Roar means a full, deep, prolonged cry uttered by a lion or other large wild animals. Advise means offer suggestions about the best course of action to someone. Hesitate means pause in indecision before doing or saying someone, or be reluctant to do something. Here speaker is telling us about the first class after holiday. All the students were busy in talking. Suddenly Mr. Creakle entered in the room. All the roar of voices had stopped. He said to the boys, new term had started. He advised them about the working hard. He also said, if students don't work hard, he'll give punishment. And he'll also give bad marks and student won't be able to rub it. Now start working. Let's move on. When his dreadful speech was over, Mr. Creakle came to my desk. He said that he knew I was famous for biting. He was famous for biting too, he said. He showed me the stick. Wasn't that as sharp as a tooth? Couldn't it bite like a tooth? After each question, he struck me with it, and very soon I was in tears. Dreadful means causing or involving great suffering, fear or unhappiness, or extremely bad or serious. After completing his fearful speech, Mr. Creakle came to David's desk and said he knew David was famous for biting. He more said he was also famous for biting. He showed a stick to David and asked him questions. After each question, he struck David with it. Even he started crying. Let's move on. Steerforth did his best to protect me and was a most useful friend. But he could not, or anyway he did not, defend me from Mr. Creakle, who was very cruel to me. There was one advantage in Mr. Creakle's cruelty, however. He liked to strike me every time he walked past me. But he found my notice got in the way. For this reason it was soon taken off and I did not see it again. I was helped a good deal by Mr. Mell, who liked me, but I was unhappy to see that Steerforth treated him very badly. Strike means hit forcibly and deliberately with one's hand or a weapon or other implement. Here, this paragraph states that Steerforth proved himself a good friend, but he was not able to protect David from Mr. Creakle. He showed his cruel attitude towards David. He struck David every time when he walked past him. Due to his cruelty, David got rid of his notice. Mr. Mell liked David very much and he helped him, but David didn't like Steerforth's bad behavior towards Mr. Mell. Let's move on. One Saturday, poor Mr. Mell was teaching and the noise in the room was terrible. There were laughing boys, singing boys, talking boys, dancing boys, shouting boys, running boys, and joking boys everywhere. Silence, cried Mr. Mell, suddenly standing up. Why are you making so much noise? I have no more patience left. I am very annoyed with you. Do you realize how unfair you are being to me? The boys all stopped, some of them suddenly surprised, some half afraid, and perhaps some were sorry. Terrible means extremely bad or serious. Annoyed means slightly angry or irritated. Unfair means not based on or behaving according to the principles of equality and justice. According to this paragraph, one Saturday when Mr. Mel was teaching, all the boys showed extremely bad behavior. Some boys were laughing, some were talking, some were dancing, shouting, running, and joking. At last, Mr. Mel loosed his control and cried, "Silence!" He said he had irritated with the boys. He tried to realize them that how unfair they are to him. All the boys stopped their activities. Some were surprised, some half afraid, and some were sorry. Let's move on. Steerforth was standing at the far end of the long room. He was leaning against the wall with his hands in his pockets and looking at Mr. Mell. Mr. Mell thought he was whistling. "Silence, Mr. Steerforth," said Mr. Mell. "Silence yourself," said Steerforth, "and don't give orders to me." "Sit down," said Mr. Mell. "Sit down yourself," said Steerforth. Some of the boys laughed and a few clapped, but Mr. Mell was so pale that they were immediately silent again. Leaning means a tendency or partiality of a particular kind. This paragraph states that when Mr. Mell was scolding the boys, Steerforth was standing at the end of the room. He was leaning against the wall. Mr. Mell thought he was whistling. Mr. Mell said to him, "Silence." He replied very rudely, "Silence yourself and don't give orders to me." Then Mr. Mell said, "Sit down." Steerforth replied again, "Sit down yourself." Due to the rude behavior of Steerforth, some of the boys laughed and few clapped, but Mr. Mell was very shocked and became pale. All the boys were immediately silent again. Let's move on. If you think, Steerforth, that you can use your power as a favorite here to be rude to a gentleman. A gentleman? I cannot see any gentleman here, said Steerforth. Traddles cried out. "Shame, J. Steerforth! That is too bad." Mr. Mell told Traddles to be quiet, too. Then he continued, "To be rude to someone whose life has been difficult and who has never harmed you is mean and dishonorable. Mr. Steerforth, you can sit down or stand up as you like." This paragraph states that Mr. Mell said to Steerforth he is using his power to become a favorite, to be rude to a gentleman. Mr. Steerforth said himself, "A gentleman?" Steerforth replied so rudely, "I can't see any gentleman here." Tommy Traddles couldn't stand Steerforth's rudeness and said, "This is too bad." Mr. Mell silenced Tommy Traddles and said to Steerforth, "To be rude someone whose life has been difficult and who has never harmed you is mean and dishonorable." He more added, "It's up to you to stand or sit." Let's move on. "Wait a minute," said Steerforth, coming to the front of the room. "I tell you, Mr. Mell, when you call me mean and dishonorable, you are a shameless beggar." Then suddenly the whole class was quiet and still. Mr. Creakle had come in. Mr. Creakle was very angry. He said Mr. Mell had lost control of the class. He said that he did not want Mr. Mell to work the school any longer, and told him to leave. Then he caned Tommy Traddles for crying because Mr. Mell was leaving. This paragraph states that Steerforth came to the front and said to Mr. Mell, "A shameless beggar," because he said to Steerforth, "mean and dishonorable." Suddenly all the students were silent because Mr. Creakle had come in. Mr. Creakle was very angry. he fired the Mr. Mel and said he had lost control of the class. He beat Tommy Triddles with his cane as he was crying when Mr. Miles left. Let's move on. A few days after this, on my birthday, one of the teachers told me to go to Mr. Creakle. I went happily because I thought Peggotty had sent me a present, but when I saw both Mr. and Mrs. Creakle waiting for me in Mr. Creakle's room, I knew something was wrong. Here speaker is telling us that after a few days of Mr. Mel's leaving, it was David's birthday. When he got a message from a teacher to meet Mr. Creakle, David went in his room happily. He thought that Peggotty had sent a present for him, but when he entered, he saw that Mr. and Mrs. Creakle were waiting for him. He seemed that something is wrong. Let's move on. Mrs. Creakle spoke to me in a sad voice. She said she had something to tell me about my mother. Then I knew my poor mother was dead. I began to cry wildly. I did not know what to do. I felt that I was completely alone in the world. Mrs. Creakle was very kind to me. She kept me with her all day. I cried until I was so tired that I fell asleep. I left Salem House the next afternoon and never returned. Wildly means in a way that lacks discipline or restraint, or to a ridiculous or extreme degree. Here writer states that Mrs. Creakle spoke to David very sadly that his mother had died. He began to cry ridiculously. He did not know what to do. He was feeling very lonely. Mrs. Creakle was a kind woman. She treated David kindly. She kept him with her all day. He cried until he slept. Next day, David left Salem House to go to his home, and he never returned here. Okay, students, now I'll explain today's lesson in Urdu. सेलिम हाउस में तमाम स्टूडेंट्स वापस आ चुके थे और ये छुट्टियों के बाद फर्स्ट डे था। जब मिस्टर क्रीकल क्लास में एंटर हुए तो क्लास में आने वाली तमाम आवाज़ें बिल्कुल बंद हो गईं, तमाम स्टूडेंट्स खामोश हो गए। उन्होंने अपनी मखसूस आवाज़ में कहा कि ये न्यू टर्म है, मोहतात रहें, सख्त मेहनत करें, वरना मैं सख्त सज़ा दूंगा और जो मार्क्स मैं तुम्हें दूंगा वो तुम रब नहीं कर सकते। अपनी इस स्पीच के बाद वो डेविड के पास आए और कहा कि वो जानते हैं कि डेविड बाइटिंग के लिए मशहूर है एंड ही वॉज ऑल्सो फेमस फॉर बाइटिंग। इसके बाद उन्होंने डेविड से कुछ सवाल पूछे और हर सवाल पर उसे मारा, यहाँ तक कि वो रोने लगा। स्टीव फोर्थ ने डेविड की बहुत हेल्प की बट ही वॉज नॉट एबल टू प्रोटेक्ट हिम फ्रॉम मिस्टर क्रीकल। मिस्टर क्रीकल का रवैया डेविड के साथ बहुत जालिमाना था। वो जब भी डेविड के पास से गुजरते तो उसे मारते। इस क्रूरल्टी का फ़ायदा ये हुआ कि वो नोटिस जो डेविड को एज अ पनिशमेंट लगाया गया था वो गिर गया और वो मिस्टर क्रीकल को मिला। मिस्टर मेल डेविड को बहुत लाइक करते थे। उन्होंने डेविड की बहुत मदद भी की, लेकिन डेविड को ये देखकर बहुत अफसोस होता कि स्टीव फोर्थ मिस्टर मेल से बहुत बुरी तरह पेश आता। एक सैटरडे जब मिस्टर मेल पढ़ा रहे थे और क्लास में बहुत ज़्यादा शोर हो रहा था, कुछ बच्चे हंस रहे थे, कुछ गाना गा रहे थे, कुछ बातें कर रहे थे, कुछ डांस कर रहे थे, कुछ भाग रहे थे और कुछ हंसी मजाक कर रहे थे। मिस्टर मेल ने चीख कर कहा साइलेंस और पूरी क्लास को डांटा। कुछ बॉयज़ खामोश हो गए और कुछ हैरान हुए, जबकि कुछ बहुत शर्मिंदा थे। स्टीव फोर्थ कमरे के आखिर में खड़ा हुआ था। वो झुका हुआ था, उसके हाथ पॉकेट में थे और वो मिस्टर मेल को देख रहा था। मिस्टर मेल को लगा वो सीटी बजा रहा है। मिस्टर मेल ने उसे खामोश होने को कहा तो उसने बहुत ज़्यादा बदतमीज़ी की मिस्टर मेल से। जब टॉमी ट्रेडल्स ने इंटरप्ट किया तो मिस्टर मेल ने उसे भी खामोश करा दिया और स्टीव फोर्थ से कहा कि एक ऐसे शख्स से बदतमीज़ी करना जिसकी लाइफ पहले ही बहुत मुश्किल हो और उसने तुम्हें कभी कोई नुकसान ना पहुंचाया हो तो ये बहुत ही ज़िल्लत आमेज़ और मतलबी होता है। ये सुनकर स्टीव फोर्थ को बहुत गुस्सा आया और उसने मिस्टर मेल के ये कहने पर उन्हें शेमलेस बेगर कहा। अचानक क्लास में मिस्टर क्रीकल आ गए और انہوں نے غصے میں کلاس کے آؤٹ آف کنٹرول ہونے پر مسٹر میل کو جاب سے نکال دیا. پھر انہوں نے چھڑی سے ٹامی ٹریڈلز کو مارا کیونکہ وہ مسٹر میل کے جانے کی وجہ سے رو رہا تھا. کچھ دنوں بعد ڈیوڈ کی برتھ ڈے پر اسے اپنی مدر کی ڈیتھ کی خبر ملی اور یہ سن کر وہ بہت افسردہ ہوا. اس کی سمجھ میں نہیں آ رہا تھا کہ وہ کیا کرے. مسز کریکل نے پورا دن اس کے ساتھ گزارا، اس کا بہت خیال رکھا اور نیکسٹ آفٹرنون ڈیوڈ سیلم ہاؤس سے چلا گیا اور پھر کبھی واپس نہیں آیا. Students, this chapter has completed. Okay, students, here are words meaning of list of this chapter. I am going to read it. Read with me. Squeezed, embraced, compressed together. Curious means keen, interested. Gradually, slowly. Stared, looked constantly. Refer, direction or make an appeal. Trembled means shivering. Leapt, jumped. Stroked means touching gently, moving hands slowly and gently. A hit. So it means room. Suffered, pained, grieved. Learn and write these words meaning. Make sentences of the following words. Students, here 5 words are given and you have to make sentences by your own self. First word is discover. It means find unexpectedly or during a search. Urdu meaning daryaft karna. Punishment means the infliction or imposition of a penalty as a retribution for an offense. Urdu meaning saza. Frighten means make someone afraid or anxious. Urdu meaning khaufzada, darana. Terrible means extremely bad or serious, causing unpleasant or disagreeable. Urdu meaning bura, khaufnak. Rude means bad-mannered or offensively impolite. Urdu meaning badtameez, beadab. Students, first learn words meaning of this chapter, then write them in your English literature copy and also make sentences of the given words. Students, this chapter has completed. Inshallah, we will start revision of next chapter in the next session. Thank you. Till then, take care of yourself and your family. Allah Hafiz.